let's take a look at LMT shares. It seems this stock, I think, is set to do well. Part of it is it's had a really big pullback, and I'm like, why? It's like it's a good company. I've owned this company for years in the past, and have recently come back into it. And they grow gradually because they're a defense contractor, and they just have very steady income. And the new administration is pro defense. If anything, they want to make it bigger. They want to make the U.S. stronger and be perceived as just indestructible. And I'm not against that. And I think Lockheed Martin is a good run company. They are profitable. Analysts believe it's discounted by 16%. I think it's discounted. Forward P looks reasonable. Good dividend payout ratio. Let's take a look at how they're expected to grow. In 25, they're going to have about 4% growth, almost 4% growth. So just steady growth. Now, this is aerospace and defense. This is not, technology, and it's going to grow by 80%. So, but I like to diversify to some extent and buy into places where I think it's being discounted. And I showed the graph on this stock, and it was just a really good opportunity. I'll show you my valuation on Lockheed Martin, and I switched horses. I was on TXT that seemed to have a better valuation, but when I studied the businesses more carefully, I realized these guys have a better moat. These guys have a moat that is they've developed certain military equipment, military aircraft, military items that they're basically the only source for that piece of equipment. So it makes their moats very strong. And I think that it's still discounted by 23%. Very high quality business. I've owned these guys for years. I just have good things to say about how they operate. Very military-like, very accountable, good company. So this is kind of a boring stock that, in my opinion, if I buy it at the right time, I'm going to make money on it, and I'm going to enhance my portfolio. It's great to catch a stock like a Robinhood and see it rise and just, do great. And then once in a while I buy a stock and it does terrible and it goes down. Those are like high volatile stocks, right? High growth, volatile. It could really go up, could really go down. Lockheed tends to be it's going to go up over time. And we know what they do. We know what they're going to do in 10 years. They're going to be a defense contractor. And I like that about them. It's one of those stocks that, hey, I don't have to pay too much attention to this guy. It's going to go up over time. It's going to pay a dividend. If you buy at the right times, you make money on these. So here are the right times. I think it's now a good time for me to buy, good time to buy, good time to buy. You just have to be a wise purchaser. You need to be frugal with the stock price. And hopefully you're doing really well with this one, Shadow Guy. All right, let's talk China. So, Kiter. So Doge is going to reduce spending for military, huh? That's not going to happen. That would not go over well with the public, in my opinion. I'm not a political scientist, but I can tell you, if you said, yeah, we're not going to fund the military, politically, that's like, man, you're going to get destroyed because your political opponents will use that against you. So I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. One more comment on LMT. LMT CEO even made comments about how effectiveness of drones on the battlefield can be overlooked. I agree with you. I think drones are a huge success. I would say that drones can be an advantage, especially for the U.S. military, in a lot of ways. I totally agree. When you value a drone-specific company, the points that I made earlier should not be interpreted as I don't believe in the drone kind of technology or that they're not effective. I completely agree that they're effective. I would just say that there's a lot of drone manufacturers, and the competition is such that there's no one dominant player. And that's what eliminates the opportunity to create a great company or a very valuable company. So that was my comment there.